A measure of central tendency is an important concept in statistics. So we are interested in where the center of a distribution lies. For that, we use this parameter. It's a value that attempts to describe the data by identifying the central position within that data. Mean, mode, and median, they all can be used to measure or to get that central tendency. So we are interested in where the center of a distribution lies. We can use any one from these three. And there are some cases where we prefer mean. There are some situations we try to go with the mode, and there are some situations which are good where we can use the median. So all of them, they are actually they can be used as a measure for this central tendency. We have already seen that a mean is an average of the numbers. So we take all those numbers, we sum them and divide it by the total number. So that gives us the mean. We know that population mean is represented by Greek letters, whereas sample mean can be an English letter with a bar sign on it. Median is the middlemost value when the data are ordered. So we take the data, we sort it, and we order it, and then we get the middlemost value. And it divides actually the data into two halves. So there is an lower 50% and there is an upper 50%. So the middlemost value. But here lies the situation, guys. So if we have these odd numbers, like we have 11 numbers, so it can be exactly the middle value can be the sixth. What about if we have 10 numbers? So in that case, we can take the median as the average of the middle two, like the fifth and sixth value. So technically, it's actually the 5.5 or fifth, between fifth and sixth. So we take these two numbers and we average them. So in case of even numbers, we take the middle two numbers and take their average. Mod is the most frequently occurring value, and remember there can be more than one mods in our data sets. So if we talk about distributions, if we talk about the normal distributions, so the mod is where we have that peak in the middle. So that is the value which is most frequently occurring. So the height of that distribution is determined by the mod. Sometimes we can have more than one mods. Maybe a distribution can be multi-model. It can be a bi-model where we have two mods. So so we can expect there are more than one mods in a distribution. Here in this simple example, let's elaborate all these three. So we have, for example, we have some grades coming from an exam, though this data is quite hard to, find out where we should focus on in order to describe the central tendency. What we do with this data, first of all, we sort it. So when we sort that data, it looks like this, where the minimum is 0 and maximum is 100. Obviously the data has a range of 100, so it's basically a huge big range as far as this data is concerned. We take the numbers, we sum them up and divide by total numbers. So we have the average or the mean, which is 47. The median is where we want to get this middlemost value. So let's see how many total numbers we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 numbers. So is it odd or even? Obviously it's odd, so we can go and pick the middlemost value. So that is our median, which is 60 in this case. What about the mod? So which number is most frequently occurring? If you guys look, there are 300s in it, so obviously the mod is 100. Now is it a good result? Seems like a bad result, or seems like we have, a huge markation where we have 3 students performing very well. So what about if we talk about mod and we present it as a measure of central tendency? Is it good? Is everybody taking 100? No, so we cannot use that. So in this case we cannot use mod. What about median? Since the middlemost value is 60, so there are some people which are above that and there are some people below that, so it's exactly in the middle. So obviously we can have split the data into two general classes. So where median is, people are getting score of 60. What about the average or the mean? So mean is obviously, since we have small numbers in it, so that mean is actually skewed towards left. right? So as far as if we look into this data, so mean is 47. So in this example, it's hard to determine where we should exactly find the middle. So if we talk about the result or the performance of the teacher, we can see that there are some people, they are performing really bad, and but at the same time there are some people, if you look into the mod, they are performing very good. So maybe as far as to discuss these results, we can rely in somewhere on the median. So we can say that the median is 60, so maybe the performance is okay. So in this topic, we have seen that we can measure the central tendency or the central trend of the of a distribution by using mean, median, and mode. So they all can be used. And we have also seen that in some scenarios or in case of some situations, we can use any one of them. So sometimes we want to use mean, sometimes we want to use mod, or sometimes we can prefer median. There is one example where we can prefer mod. So for example, if you have some brands of some clothes, so in that case, like let's have like brand 50, 60, and 70, and most of the people are buying brand 70. So that company who are selling those brands can then prefer mod in order to have their future strategies. So mean, mod, and median, they can be alternatively used to capture the idea of this central tendency.